Yes, we are here. We are back. We are back. Another Wednesday. New England Patterdale Terrier Club. Live your life, dogs. Here with my bro Marshall.
What's up,
We're gonna,
guys?
yes, sir. We're gonna do what we always do. Talk about some Patterdales. Patterdale talk. Anything Patterdale. Everything Patterdale. Today we're gonna talk about Also, we're gonna talk about the big news for the New England Patterdale Terrier Club. Doing some new things, some big things, some fun things, and yeah. You got anything you want to say to them before we get started, Marshall?
It's just good to be back in, guys. Kind of because of the holidays and technical difficulties, we've been away for a little bit. But the plan is to start kind of getting a little bit more consistent about this and talking to you guys just about pats in the U.S., pats in our area, and just how to be good at managing them, how to get good at hunting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, well, I mean, we can start off with the news. We can start off with
Yeah.
we can
So
start with the big news.
we are officially sponsored by the PTCA. So we're doing a little bit of a PTCA merger now, to where we're working with the Patterdale Terrier Club of America, and that'll be good because we can kind of get out and talk to more people and get more opinions and just kind of broaden our horizons of these working dogs, so it's not just in a small population.
Yes, yes. We're working with them. With I think there'll be PTCA. I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but I think they'll be adding more chapters. But we're the official first chapter, East Coast chapter. New England Patterdale Terrier Club. We'll be doing different events for them, stuff like that, and we're also doing we're the first I don't know, maybe not the first, but we're actually doing a thing where if you have a working Patterdale, you could register your dog as a working Patterdale with the New England Patterdale Terrier Club. Which your dog does have to be registered to the PTCA first, and there's steps you have to take and things that me and you will go over, and we'll go over with the people over at PTCA to make sure the dog's official worker. But yeah, the official working Patterdale registration is through the New England Patterdale Terrier Club. So we're also doing that. But like again, we're doing that with the PTCA. Your dog will have to be other steps. And if you go to the New England PTC.com, you can see all the everything. You obviously all the info's on there. You can see the steps you need to take to get your dog certified as a worker. But yeah, your dog, just one of the main steps to throw out there is that your dog does have to be registered with the PTCA. But
Yeah,
yeah, those are some of the things we're doing. It's gonna be fun. We'll be hosting some events in the future on the East Coast for the PTCA, and of course I'll be with Marshall. And yeah, what was you gonna say, bro?
I was just gonna say that like a lot of the titles and stuff we'll be looking at are stuff that we're gonna be able to do here as well. So probably more so like I guess like field trials initially, and then just going for more kind of like go to ground type stuff, and just being able to just connect everyone so that way no one's trying to like reinvent the wheel. Everyone kind of knows what we're supposed to do with these dogs, how to work them. So there's just not much confusion.
Exactly, exactly. And so you want to talk a little bit about to make your terrier a field champion through the PTCA. Obviously, these dogs that are already champions or certified workers through the PTCA, they'll be a little easier for them to get certified through the New England Patterdale Terrier Club. But yeah, if you want to talk a little bit about, you know, the PTCA and their Make Your Terrier a Field Champion and the awards and the challenges and things like that.
Yeah, is it possible we can still pull up the website? Or
Yes, definitely, definitely. Give me
all right,
one sec. Give
let
me
me
one
just
sec.
pull my phone so that way I know exactly what I'm pulling up.
Share screen.
Perfect.
Can you can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, here we are. This is the page. If you go to more,
So,
you have to,
submit your hunt. Yeah, right there.
yep, you have to click more, and then um title your terrier, right? And then submit your hunt, which I did do, and then right here, begin your path. Begin the path to your Terriers PTCA Field Champion title. Now you went over this a little bit more than me, Marshall. So if you want to give it a little,
So as you scroll down, there's a little form below here, and in the form you're gonna go into a lot more detail than people are used to. So like I would say if you're fresh into hunting, this could be a little bit daunting because like a lot of people like there's a certain level of hype you get when you do earthwork. But these are questions you need to kind of figure out and think of now. Because like if you're digging and you try to look up this stuff, you're not going to know it. So go a little higher up.
all right. What about here?
Yep, go a little slower, and I'll tell you when to stop. Stop right there.
Yes, sir.
So quarry wise, what you're looking at options are fox, badger, raccoon, groundhog, and opossum. If there's any other quarry that you guys think of that should be acceptable or added on here, you can let me know. Like one quarry that goes off the top of my head is probably nutria. I think nutria could probably be on there, but like I don't think there's a ton of states that have access to that. I think now up north, most places have eradicated a ton of nutria. You're not going to really see.
They did. You don't see them out here a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's other quarry you probably off the top of my head. I mean, if opossum's going to be on here, you probably could chuck armadillo on here too.
I mean, yeah, you could. So I think this is this looks more of a list where it's pretty much these things you can find anywhere because you're not finding no armadillos where I'm at. But everything else on this list, fox, badger, raccoon, hog, possum, yeah, they're out here. But
yeah, not badger though. I mean, badger's also something you can only find so many
states. Yeah, it is not. Yeah, you're correct. No badgers out here, but keep going. Let's get into it.
So, yeah, weather-wise is something you got to think about, but temperature is important. Time you start your dig. So that's probably where, if you're not paying attention, you're going to have rough estimating. That's kind of hard to tell if you're hunting in the brush and stuff initially when a dog is entered. So you definitely have to do like a rough estimate. If you know your dog well enough, you kind of know that little noise they make when they're going to enter or they're going to be entering if you know your dog well enough. So that's a good way of figuring that out. And what time did you stop digging? So I guess that means from the complete beginning to end of when you dug. So you cap it then. I guess don't necessarily cap it when you see a flush. Cap it when you stop digging. Because you could have something flush and shoot it or how they lurch or get it and still have to dig to your dog depending upon how it got out or if it can backpedal out. So that's something that could probably vary a lot. As far as like types of land, like farmland and woods, I can't think of like any other property type. Like, I guess other would probably be brush piles. So like brush piles would probably be like an other option.
Yeah, I mean, the city. I mean, you could definitely find where I'm at least. You could definitely find some coons and possums in the city for sure.
So yeah, underpass, tough spot, but
yeah. So,
but I think it's talking about different spots you can dig.
Yeah, so exactly. Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely some urban spots you probably could dig for a groundhog. So it says peas and corn as far as hunting what land and crops are being grown. For me, probably soybean fields would be the other. That's why I used to hit a lot was definitely soybean fields. The set locate on the hedgerow, that is kind of important because if it's like smack on the hedgerow, it's probably going to be easier dig compared to being like right in the thick of the brush. You know, having a little bit of softer soil. And it's just set under a tree. That's important because like those roots are going to vary and take a lot longer. So it gives a better perspective of what that person was dealing with.
Very true. What was the approximate distance between where the dog entered and where the dog made contact?
Now that kind of question is interesting.
Kind of like you gotta stop measuring out there.
Yeah, so see that's something that I wouldn't have even thought about as far as like were a dog titled. So that's definitely something you got to think about.
Mm-hmm. How long did the dog enter the set before you began to dig the dog?
I mean, I for me, I feel like, and in general, you want to wait till your dog actually makes contact. Like if you're just sitting there like digging, waste your time, your dog could move up and down, or like you have to change directions and spots. Take your time, especially if you have to log all this information. You really should be trying to calmly figure this out for the first 5 to 10 minutes once your dog entered, so you can do this accurately. So you're not just BSing everything. Because I can see this being very easy to BS if you're like so hyper focused on trying to figure out where your dog is.
Yeah, you could definitely just and I mean, I'm pretty sure there's someone that's gonna, but you could definitely just say pretty much make up stuff and go from there. But hopefully, people don't do that. And
Yeah,
know,
honesty is key, guys. Like, like if you're gonna try and title your dog, listen to this stuff, read this information, and try your best to have the most an honest estimate. At the end of the day, in the heat of the moment, if you have rough estimates, that's okay. But the priority with these titles is accuracy if you can get it. So they asked, did you use the earth locator, and it's making it optional. So I guess people can or can't. I'm going to recommend that if you're digging into a Patterdale, especially out of all the other terrier types, you should have an earth locator because they're bred pretty much to not bark like a Russell or like a Dachshund. So most Patterdales, like mine, would give me like a heads up that he's going to enter and kind of get frustrated, do a little choppy barking, trying to find whatever he's at. And then bam, he's in it, and I have to just find where he's at. He's gonna be quiet because he's just lugging and tugging on whatever is in the hole.
yeah. The dogs I've been out with, they really don't bark until they find a hole that got something in it, and then that's normally how the owner would know. You know what I mean? They'll sniff around, and then when they smell something and they know something's in there, they'll stop barking. But yeah, before that, yeah, they pretty much don't bark.
Yeah, so it brings me back to like using a locating collar. They also ask how deep was the dig. If you're not using that locating collar, it's really hard to perfectly estimate that.
Yeah, as I said, unless you're out there literally measuring things, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it'd be kind of weird if you brought a measuring tape but you didn't use an earth locating collar.
Yeah, I mean, like you said though, if your dogs, obviously we know people or have seen people who don't, but yeah, if your dog's going underground, I would hope you would have that earth collar on them to make sure. But I've seen people just see what happens too. But
I mean, if you're gonna do that, at least do it in a space that you're comfortable with, or you kind of know that set where you've dug to it before, or you know the area well enough, or you have access to digging equipment, or you can kind of take your time and get there. But picking and choosing 3 to 4 different spots to plug in and find your dog is not fun.
And one thing I say is to make sure. I would say make sure you're very comfortable with the spot, because what I tell people is always comfortable until it's not.
Yeah,
Always
exactly.
comfortable until something happens, and then it's like, oh, I should have seen that before. I should have noticed that, or you know what I mean. So yeah, it's always comfortable till it's not. So make sure it's real comfortable. Double, triple check. Make sure it's a good spot, because
If you don't think you can get to your dog, then don't enter it.
yeah, I wouldn't suggest it. Hell no. But yeah, definitely do your homework on where you let your dog enter. Because we actually went over. I don't know if it was. I think it might have been 3. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but we actually talked about dogs getting stuck and have to get dug out and between rocks, and sometimes it's not on purpose. The dog just goes in there by itself. But, yeah.
Yeah, especially because they're bred to punction in tight spots and just be quiet and just kind of kill what they're getting at, more so than a Russell or a Dachshund who's going to like mix and snap and kind of be smart and maybe get some good shots in. Patterdale's kind of shooting the kill when they get in there.
Yeah, so, and they'll tend to do things that get themselves killed.
Basically, yeah. So is a set located on a hill is a good question. If it's located on a hill, it's a lot deeper down of a dig. You scroll down a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Right there, stop. rocks and roots and human created objects are stuff you're going to deal with a lot. Like sometimes I can find a ton of crap in those holes. One time I had a dog who was barking in a hole and mixing, and he was a young dog, and he was actually barking at a half-inflated balloon inside of a hole. So some groundhog or fox or something pulled a half-inflated balloon and was barking at this kind of reflection of itself in that hole.
That's something a pit bull would do.
So the kind of ground it was in is also another really important question, because that way you kind of know what you're dealing with.
That's very important, because as you know where we're at, there's a lot of it's not nice soft dirt. It's a lot of holes. It's a lot of rocks. Rocks and rocks.
So for us, it would probably end up being rock, and I think you can choose one option or two options, I assume.
I mean, yeah, I would assume at least two, because
rock and dirt. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you could obviously be doing it. It could obviously be both. You know what I mean?
Huge variation.
Yeah. So
the one question they have after this is, what did you do with the quarry? Be very careful about the third option they gave there. Look at your state laws. Some state laws will not allow you to relocate wildlife. That's depending upon, especially raccoons and stuff. For the most part, you should not be relocating them from the holes and things you get them from. A humane dispatch, obviously, like through as soon as you dig to your dog and the dog is in the quarry, that is your job to dispatch for whatever means necessary. 22, focused hit with shovel, like lurcher, whatever you think is deemed proper and necessary.
However you going about doing it.
I guess release could also mean flush. So I guess if you
flush, release is like, release is definitely flush, or just it. I mean, I guess it can mean flush, but it's more like, was it ever really caught with flush?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Release is kind of like I caught it and I released it. Flush is, you know what I mean? I never really, if you flush something out, you never really clawed it. You just.
I mean, I got a lurcher, so if you flush something out for me, I'm gonna catch it.
Yeah. Everyone doesn't have lurchers, buddy.
That flush is great for me. I mean, I love Patterdales, but like they give me some uneventful flushes sometimes because they want to grip and grab stuff, and I usually either have to dig to the Patterdale to get the quarry, or the quarry comes out like half mangled from a Patterdale working it.
Yeah, that's.
But I would say most red foxes, you're either going to be bang on or you're going to flush it.
Yeah. Flushing and some people flush it and take a rifle to it, or some people got lurchers like you, or yeah, but I would think releases, probably catch and actually released it, but it is what it is either way.
So I guess if you got a flush, I would consider that probably being a very easy dig. So they had like very easy, normal, mildly difficult, very difficult.
Or just like a hole. You know what I mean? A couple holes. You send something in one hole, they come out the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Since that might be kind of subjective, what's going to help people out in these titles is giving as much information as you can in the paragraph portion, which I think is right after these questions. If you want to scroll down a little bit.
Yep.
That's the first paragraph. Any extra information, there's your picture part there, so you could put pictures of your hunt.
Yeah.
I'm personally horrible with that sometimes, but like if you just get 3 or 4 pictures from per hunt, that's usually a good goal, I think.
Yeah. That's actual speaking about pictures, that's actually one of the steps to register your dog as a certified working Patterdale Terrier with the New England Patterdale Terrier Club. Is yes, we'll be asking for pictures or videos. Obviously, video would be better, but everyone doesn't have videos. But then again, it's 2024, so a lot of people do, even if they don't necessarily post it. You know what I mean? Because for whatever reason, But yeah.
Me and you got a friend in Buffalo who will go live for whole digs sometimes. It's crazy. He'll have some crazy
Yeah,
live.
there's people that post everything they do. There's people that don't like the feedback they get from it. You know what I mean? They let it bother them. I've seen that happen where people have taken down a whole page just because what people said it, and it wasn't like the site they was on was flagging them or anything. It's just the comments they was getting was kind of, I guess, upsetting them personally or whatever the might be, whatever the reason was. So yeah.
Man, if you're hunting these dogs, you gotta have some thick skin.
Yeah. And you know, if you stop posting stuff, most people don't have I mean, you know, even like with the feeding raw, and some people feed, you know, like birds and rabbits and stuff like that. You know, people even get upset over those type things. And you know, the
Yeah,
animal been bred and gonna get cooked regardless or gonna get eaten regardless. But you know, it is what it is.
yeah, I got a friend who farms and raises quail for his Patterdales, and he gets the videos and content taken down all the time of him feeding his dogs quail.
And okay, and what and you know what is that from every site? I know sites like TikTok's taking that down immediately. Seems like YouTube leaves some of those things those type.
Facebook attacks it a lot sometimes for him.
Oh yeah, Facebook would take some things like that down for sure. And it's normally, but it's normally because someone flagged it or reported it. But yeah, some sites you could, like Twitter right now, you could pretty much do anything on. It's not flag reported. It's not coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was like the old pro boards were like a lot of pit bull stuff started on those old pro boards, a lot of old terrier stuff on those old pro boards, and now it's just all social media sites like Facebook.
Yep. But yeah, that would be one of the steps to registering your dog as a certified working Patterdale Terrier, not
Well,
like
it says you need witnesses. Oh, maybe we scrolled past it, but I didn't see how many witnesses you needed. Or
it says any files that support your claim or signatures on letters of witnesses. Maybe I don't know if witness.
witness signature. So I assume
You
if
need
it.
at least one.
So I'm going to assume if it's a witness, it's probably someone who has to be with the PTCA club. I don't think it can be a random witness. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's usually how most of these clubs work. Is you have to be like a witness and a member.
Yeah. So yes, this is the PTCA work certificate. This we have to do for that. And like I said, the New England Patterdale Terrier Club, it will be certified registered work, and so it's a registry for the working Patterdale. So that would be the difference between that. It's a registry for the working Patterdale, just the working Patterdale. If you just have a regular Patterdale where it's just, you know, in the backyard chilling, that's you just register it with the PTCA. But if it's a working Patterdale, you register it with the PTCA, and then you register it with the New England Patterdale Terrier Club.
So let's hop on the standard because me and you were talking about this before.
Okay.
One thing that's potentially missing of the standard, and maybe if you get some people commenting on this, we can definitely talk about this some more. So I think the standards, it's on the more part, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, breed standard there. So right there where it says chest, I read it myself too. Now you can see it. Do you see any size requirement on chest on there?
No, it just explains how it should look, you know, shape, but it doesn't say there's no actual measurements.
So that is something that's a little controversial to me, and I feel like that leads it very general as far as like the standard. What we can do eventually, or maybe even like tonight, or maybe even this live, is we can start looking. There are maybe two other breeds that you could work in the earth in the U.S. and probably in general. It's Jack Russells and Border Terriers. So I'd be curious to see if the Jack Russells and Border Terriers have an exact chest size requirement on their breed standard. I think I know why this is the case. I think it's just because there's so much variation of earthwork when it comes to the U.S. There's a lot of variation with Patterdales.
Well, that too, and the Jack Russell is the Jack Russell? It's recognized as like official breed, right?
Yes, it
Like
is for the AKC and
AKC and AK, you know what I'm saying? So that I know that comes into a play with a lot of it. Like let's keep it 100. There's certain kennels that don't recognize the Patterdale as a breed. So like I don't know if people tend to pay attention to every measurement they do like other dogs. You know what I mean? Just because they're not in like I would say the huge or the main kennel club
yeah,
rules and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure if there was some Patterdales in the AKC confirmations, they would definitely have a requirement for all measurements, chest, and all that. But I don't think they do because it's not, they don't recognize it.
yeah. But if you're digging to a Patterdale, then you care about chest size. Like if otherwise you ain't digging to it.
Oh,
Like,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. We care. I'm just saying as far as like, why it's not out there. But yes, it's definitely something that um needs to be added here and go from there.
Yeah, maybe there can be variations of it as sizes as far as the chest sizes. Like I was listening to a podcast recently where they talked about the dachshunds and the variations of the names for different chest sizes. And there has to probably be some sort of name, and there's definitely something we need to talk about as far as just like variations of chest sizes that are needed for earthwork here. And that should definitely we'll talk more and maybe get some guests on it and see if we can talk more about their opinions on it as well. Because I feel like for the people that are new that are coming in, if they're breeding and working dogs and they're not caring about these things, they might be BSing. They might be wasting a lot of time on how they can work and dig their dog. Like if you're ready to rock and you really want to dig to a dog here, and then you get one that ends up being 24 pounds, you're only going to be like it so far.
Yeah. I mean, but like you said, I mean, it's gonna be because there's so many size variations, it's gonna be hard because I mean, I know I seen a Patterdale the other day. Well, I didn't see it like personally, but I seen a Patterdale the other day on online somewhere, and it was about a year and a half old. It was only like 8 pounds. You know what I mean? And then I know, for instance, one of my boys has a Patterdale that's probably a year and a half, and the shit's probably like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what's gonna make it hard because that's not the
Yeah. So just
it is a big difference.
yeah. So and also just looking at this right now and reading it, it says you should be able to hand span. You stop right there. You should be able to hand span your terrier's chest to the fingers and your hands touching. So that is very subjective because if you do this like this right now, like I do it, our hands might be different sizes. So
Mhm.
it is very subjective. Like if my hands versus the small woman's hands are very different.
Yeah, like my hands are a good size, and I'm not even tall, but my hands are kind of big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's super subjective.
Yeah, definitely. But let's go back to that.
So
What's after that? Chest, back, legs. Now, do you think all these should have?
so I think all these are fair. I'm like once again, I'll go back to the chest one more time. Is that I feel like it's crazy that they'll say height is for 10 to 15 inches measured at the shoulder, but they're not going to talk about the chest size. But I think a lot of this stuff does matter a lot too, like especially like the back and legs. Like the back having a strong level in proportion to the dog's height is important.
Mm-hmm. So you do think there should be measurements for all these?
Yeah,
What about the muzzle? What about the muzzle?
I honestly, the muzzle is important, so the head and muzzle should definitely
It's definitely important, but you think they're. I mean that's kind of difficult when it comes to the head and measurement as far as like an official size. You know what I mean, or you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I there's definitely a better definition for like kind of the size head you want for a Patterdale because you really want like. I mean, the bigger the head and the smaller the body, the better. Because then you got like that power mouth and head to deal with the problem in front of you. Like you don't want those kind of like the Dachshunds kind of like that snipey little apple Chihuahua head with a longer muzzle, and you don't really want that for a Patterdale. You want to have a little bit of stopping power in their muzzle. I think there should be I think in Yog Terriers in the old lines for their standard, they actually have a length that they did for canines for teeth. And I think it'd be kind of cool to get back more consistently measuring and going back for trying to breed for a specific canine length. I think a lot of the times in terriers they do kind of have a longer canine versus most dogs. They kind of you can see a lot longer in general compared to like even like a pit.
yeah,
There are some definitely pits that have a kind of fang.
Boom's fangs are bigger than my pit's fang.
Yeah, because they're longer. They have to kind of hold and grab
Yeah,
their
they're big as shit for no reason. It's crazy, but
that's for a reason.
not for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, they're bigger than that dog's fangs, and Boom's probably about, you know, I mean, my Patterdale's only like 9 pounds. Boom's probably about like 16 or something like that. But obviously my pit's probably like 65, 60 pounds. And yeah, Boom's fangs are bigger than his.
You ever seen a Scotty's fangs?
Yeah.
Scotties have a crazy long fang for their body.
Yeah. But
then
they're known for that. So it was a surprise how like when I first looked into it and seen one and all that, it was definitely a surprise how long. But they're kind of known for that. Where Patterdale's a lot of people don't really mention how long the fangs are. They're talked about, but not as much as like other things and stuff like that. But yeah, Patterdale fangs tend to be a good size for the size of the dog for sure.
yeah, coat is really important, especially like having that good wire hair coat is tough to get consistently as far as breeding dogs. Sometimes you get like a bad wire hair coat, and the issue is that like you're really better off hand stripping those coats. Most people, the terrier guys and like other type of hunting guys, like they just shave those dogs down, and you can do that, but you lose a lot of water resistance in doing that.
Yeah. We just pull all that dead hair out. You done
Color,
that?
black, red, chocolate, or black and tan.
Well, I got two questions for you, real quick.
Yeah,
What's your just because we was talking about coat and color, and we're on the live podcast, or live Patterdale talk, I should say. What's your favorite coat? Or do you have a favorite coat or one that you prefer, smooth, broken, and rough, yeah? Which
I like
one do you prefer and why?
the black smooth coats I've had. I've had a pretty strong coat in general and be able to handle most weather environments and different situations. I would be definitely down to have like a broken or rough coated dog for sure here now that I'm in New England.
Yeah, I like rough
Try.
coat.
Yeah, like the one that Boom has is kind of short, rougher coat. I do like that.
Yeah, his coat nice. Yeah, his coat's nice. Sure.
He has both worlds.
You have a preferred color?
Not necessarily. I kind of like the black coated dogs, but I think it all kind of varies. I mean, I've even seen posts of where like some of those black coated dogs will throw blues because at the end of the day, like blue is just a diluted black, so you can get that. I don't remember black and tan being in there super recently, but it might have been there for a while. But I have seen pure black and tan pads.
Yeah, they're around now. I mean, for me, really, I don't really have a color that
I have seen white
dogs just better in general. I don't really care about the color pretty much as far when it comes to Patterdales, but some people do have a preferred color, so. What else you got here?
Weight would be appropriate to Pat Terrier's height. 12 to 20 pounds would be average. Disqualifications is Crypto Orchid. So I believe that is for having one testicle. So that is what that means. Shyness or viciousness. So really shy or submissive, kind of weird little dog. Or a vicious dog. If you have a Patterdale who's coming back at you or having that kind of level of aggression towards you, like you can have it and use it for working stock, but that really shouldn't be a dog you'd be looking to breed towards.
Yeah, you don't want to keep those traits going.
And honestly, if it is a flat out liability in the field, then it's not something I would just keep around.
Yes, you definitely don't want to keep those. Those are not good traits in this breed. It's not good traits in most breeds. So
Yeah, shyness is usually kind of just a general fault, I would say.
well, yeah, I mean, Patterdales aren't really shy, and shyness and a shy dog is not really the best hunter, in my experience at least, or just in general, or just best hunter, best whatever. Yeah, shy dog is not really the dog you want to get to work.
But yeah, I think we definitely kind of covered the general on this website. There's definitely a couple of things to look at. Whenever people get a chance, definitely peek at the Hall of Fame dogs. The next episode, we might talk about more of Hall of Famers in general and how they got there. And I'll be doing a little bit of research to try and get some of like the nitty gritty details on a couple of Hall of Famers.
And we could actually, if I could pull it up, we could actually show them the New England PTC website for a sec. Let me see if I can present share screen.
I think I've actually only seen this website one other time. So this would be good to take a look at.
Here it is. You can see that?
Yep.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
This looks nice.
Yeah, this is the site is built now. Got everything you need on there. Let you know what we're about. It'll talk about the Patterdale Terrier, and actually, if you hit learn more, it brings you to the all about the Terrier, the PTCA, on their site. So, like I said, we're doing a lot of things with them. We're connected with them. So, yeah, and just let you know about the membership because, like I said, we're with a East Coast chapter, so there'll be memberships to the East Coast chapter club, where obviously it lets you know the benefits and all that stuff, how to become a member, community events, official working Patterdale registry, and there's just about live right there. And if you want to become a member, membership form, or registry of Patterdale as official working Patterdale.
Hey, it's me.
Hey.
Even though it's on here, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and it lets you know the 3 steps. Must be registered 3 photos. Must have someone co-sign. And the obviously the 4th step will be the people over at the PTCA going over it, and we'll be going over it over here, and we'll make that decision if it's official,
Yeah.
work or not. So it's just like any other site. You got the gallery, a little bit more on the PTCA, the modified champion chart because they changed a couple rules and a couple they changed pretty much everything as far as they upped it a little as far as how your dog becomes a champion. But yeah, we went over that just a minute ago. We went over a lot of that stuff.
I would say the PTCA is at a really evolving point right now.
Definitely
Update their services for like working dogs, and kind of ever so changing. So like now is not a better time than ever to kind of get into these dogs and get titles.
Yes. That being said, if you get into it, we like to we like to keep what this dog was bred for pure, and when it comes to hunting small game. So if you do get one of these dogs, hopefully you do that with it. Live Patterdale Talk, and yeah, just like any other site, go there, check it out. If you got a worker, if you're on the East Coast, want to come to certain events, be a part of certain events, be a part of the Patterdale world over on the East Coast. Membership form. And if you got to work in Patterdale, you register it, man. And that's where you do that over here. New England Patterdale Terrier Club.
Yeah. Do you want to get to that video I showed you?
Yes. Was it this right here?
I think I sent it to you.
The good fox on bad ground.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get
So
to that.
This video is going to show kind of the terrain that Patterdales are meant to push fox out of. And I want you guys to kind of see the advantage a fox has moving on this, even being followed by fast dogs. This video is all about terrain.
All right.
And this is why that PTCA page asks about terrain so much. Good.
So I'll play this.
Look at how he's able to move on. He's being pushed by 6 dogs moving those rocks like it's nothing. That is tough terrain. So even though, that is like, pause that for a sec.
There you go.
That right there is why those Patterdales are bred to be so confrontational, in your face, get them. Is because even though that those lurchers are at the advantage of having multiple dogs, on that rock wall with how the fox is moving, they didn't even stand a chance. Like, they were getting close for a little bit, but you could see that like 10 to 20 foot distance he was keeping on them the whole time.
I mean, as I said, that fox was moving. It's, that terrain is crazy though.
That terrain is crazy, but this is some of the original terrain where probably Pats were really proven and working their thing. That's what they're made for, is those tight rock walls to work fox originally.
Definitely. They slowed it up. This is nice right here.
Yeah, so lurchers have a double extension gallop.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
What'd you say?
He's gaining uphill on those dogs that are taller and bigger than him.
But I mean, Fox is a little bit more used to that terrain than them.
Yeah, I'm sure those guys probably had their lucky days sometimes on those spaces, but that is not good ground to really run a lurcher on. That might not even be the best ground to shoot a fox because of ricochets, honestly.
Yeah, that's a lot of rock. Your dog come back with a broken leg.
Yeah, I'm assuming these guys play walk up and down this a lot with their dogs, getting familiar with this type of turf and this type of area.
Definitely. And then you got people who just be like, I know people who just be like, fuck it, we see what happens. You know what I mean? That's just how they go about it.
in this space, if a terrier, if you say see what happens, you're gonna be sitting there for a long time, unless you know that area, can get the locator. But even then, like,
Nah, I wouldn't. This area, your dog might get stuck under some.
no,
Like,
it would be like the videos we saw before. The first, I think the first or probably the second or third episode we recorded was people getting terriers at tough spots, and this
yeah,
is
yeah. I mentioned that earlier. Yeah,
very
exactly.
similar to
So
tough spots.
what I'm saying, you. This is rock. Like your dog might be under one of these big ass slabs of rock. How the hell you get him out of that?
Yeah, no, dynamite.
Pretty much the only thing. Unless, but
I think you can turn the music off from here too. You're right there.
yeah, you could definitely mute it from right there.
Yeah. As fun as that music was. But yeah, him just gaining uphill like that is wild. And you can see this fox basically has almost the same kind of double extension gallop as these lurchers do.
Yeah, he's moving.
Some of the coolest chases I get my lurcher on foxes like this, because they just make so many crazy turns and moves.
Lurchers. Those dogs are nice. What they're for, man. Gaining on them now.
They're getting them a little bit, but they're still at a disadvantage, man. It's crazy.
Who's that? Your lurchers sleeping?
It's my fucking Frenchie snoring her brains next to me. Lurcher's over here too. But
Okay, that's the end of that.
yeah, I guess the final things that I kind of want to mention is a podcast on the Sporting Chance episode that's about a person named Teddy Moritz. And Teddy Moritz is located in Delaware and has spent a lot of her life in the Delaware kind of Jersey area. And she talks about hunting with her dachshunds, the lurcher, and also a Patterdale that she owned, and working that dog a little bit. And it's just a huge wealth of information for everyone. I recommend like listening to on Spotify. It is almost a 4-hour podcast. So it is long. There's a lot of stories, but if you got some car rides, it is 100% worth it to just hear and learn some of that knowledge of 50 years of experience.
Yes, definitely. Another thing I want to mention is we'll definitely be having it won't always be, just us up here talking. We'll definitely have some guests. We'll definitely have some special guests. Hopefully, and we'll get some big names in the Patterdale world where we can interview them, and just again, we're here to learn from each other, not outdo each other, and learn things and learn things about the breed we love, and talk about the breed we love, and just have fun with it and build a community over here on the East Coast. For the Patterdale Terrier lovers.
Yeah, we'll also be talking about some of the hunts that we're going to be doing. Obviously, the month of December being kind of tough for a lot of us because of the holidays, it's going to be a little slower. But
the holidays and, of course, the weather where we're at.
Yeah, the holidays and the weather. But as soon as it's warm, my goal for myself is to get as much hunting as I can get done before June, because I'm expecting June.
Yes, so. Congrats on that again. But, we're definitely gonna have to get out as much. But yeah, once it gets a little warmer, we can head out to the the farms of the guys we know that let us go on their farms and do our things and we'll just have some fun with it.
Yeah, the name of the game for me really is getting as much as I can with my friends, helping evaluate and work their dogs, and then knowing where I can move and get my dogs in the future. So that's key. My goal also eventually in the next couple of years, I hope maybe even sooner than later, is opening up a nonprofit rescue for working terriers. So being able to assess, work, and evaluate working terriers and rehome them in the proper homes. So as I progress and start doing that, I'll talk more about that as it goes. But it's kind of like a new thing in the works.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anything that we're working on that comes with the dogs, we'll be talking about that here. But the main thing will be the Patterdale Terrier, and as you can see, like I said, we're on my Live Your Life Dogs company that I do. That's pretty much helping out any dogs when it comes to anything from adoption, trading, training. Of course, you're a trainer. I work with another company that has trainers and then also a boarding company here on the East Coast. So yeah, we got a lot of things going. But right now, the big thing is the Patterdale Terrier, the American Patterdale Terrier Club. We are the official chapter, East Coast chapter, and we'll be doing a lot of big things with them. And again, if you got a working terrier, this is where you register them, and we'll talk more about that. And actually, we'll probably be registering our first dog. This I mean, we got a lot coming, but our first dog we'll probably be doing this in this next couple of days. So and of course we'll post all that and let it be known, and yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it, man.
Yeah,
And make sure these dogs are make sure this breed is legit as can be, and keeping the hunting aspect alive.
yeah, and hunting in the community aspect, as far as just being able to link up and work with everybody. Like one of the reasons I ended up sticking in with Patterdales is just how much of a diverse community they have, and how many different people they touch, different lifestyles, and people that I could relate with. That like, even though me myself not coming from like a hunting background in my family, I could still find other people that were in similar situations for me, and I'm learning a lot about these dogs.
Yes, exactly. It's definitely a lot of different people that know about them, but then there's a lot of people that don't know about them, which is also a good thing too. So you know, too many people get on them, and things get a little crazy, but that's what we're here for, to make sure things stay with how they're supposed to be when it comes to this breed. So yeah, unless you got anything else to say, we'll see y'all till next time. Marshall, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I think we covered it, and we'll definitely, so we'll see everyone next time. Look
All
forward
right.
to this episode.
Yes. Till next time, we are out. New England Patterdale Terrier Club. Live your life, dogs. Peace.
See you.